Mixon driven backwards. Myles Jack, one of the new faces.
I almost feel like a young guy all over again because I'm learning a new way of doing things, a new way of executing.
Under pressure, gets sacked. Larry Ogunjobi who comes in.
You can definitely tell from the culture, from the fans, from the atmosphere when you walk in the building that there's a certain standard here.
The standard of expectation will always be high, but as that road gets narrow, man, to walk in and out of stadiums and secure victory, the standard is going to get more significant.
The city of champions.
And he's back. Let's go! Touchdown, Steelers!
The standard is the standard.
Steelers are used to 4 preseason games. Now they got 3. Is this the dress rehearsal that everyone likes to see?
It absolutely is a dress rehearsal. Right now, you're about 2 weeks away from final cuts, getting to that 53-man roster. And if you want to make an impression on Mike Tomlin, this is the week to do it. So not many chances left. I'm excited about what these players are going to bring on the field here today.
The Steelers' preseason game in Jacksonville was a homecoming for linebacker Myles Jack. A second-round pick out of UCLA in 2016, Jack recorded over 100 tackles 3 times with the Jaguars.
Just going back to Jacksonville in general, it was kind of crazy because I had been there for so long, but once I went back, it was, you know, it's game time and it's on the play, but it was definitely good, like, being back in that environment. I still got homes there, so I still live in Jacksonville.
Go represent!
Just seeing my old teammates going against them, it kind of felt like a practice going against them. It was fun.
Myles Jack, 51, very much involved in this. He was jacked to play this game tonight.
Yes, he was. Myles Jack definitely excited to play.
And we'll see if they can come up with something here. Pickett in the shotgun. Quick hitter. And it goes to Deontay Johnson. Pickett fires. Fire move has it again. Pickett now. He'll go to Benny Snell right on the money. He's going to beat the linebacker and into the end zone. Is he? Yes, he is. That's a touchdown right there. They're going to win the game again. 16-15, your final.
To see those guys after the game, it was great because those are the relationships you make when you're on a team, and those will last longer than your playing days.
This offseason, the 27-year-old signed a 2-year deal with the Steelers. In July, he made his first trip to St. Vincent College.
The experience at Latrobe, being at the training camp, was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. Number one, just the atmosphere, the fans, the energy, just going out there. It's a hard environment that makes you want to be tough and grow. So that way, when we get in the regular season, we're able to just start fast and get straight to it.
Against the Browns in Week 3, Jack became the first Steelers player with 10 or more tackles in 3 consecutive games since James Farrior in 2008.
I almost feel like a young guy all over again because I'm learning a new way of doing things, a new way of executing. It's been great for me just being a part of the organization and training camp up until now during the season.
Jack, who currently leads the team in tackles, says the coaches have made an immediate impact on him. From defensive coordinator Terrell Austin to another new face to the Steelers, senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach Brian Flores.
Coach Flores, he's given me a whole new perspective on just things that the offense can do to attack you, and pretty much knowing your strengths and weaknesses, knowing, okay, if you play this coverage, this can happen, and vice versa, and what the offense is looking at. So he's been able to give me that whole 360 view, and I really appreciate it. Coach Austin, he's always drawing up something, coming up with different schemes and ideas to just, you know, keep the offense on their toes, and he's always just talking to me, giving me advice. Working with the other backers, man, it's a fun group. It's a fun room to be in. And it's made my transition very smooth. I definitely see myself as a leader, just going out there, trying to get things lined up, keeping the communication going, making the close call, making you know, if we have a check or anything going on. But I just try to lead by example, speak up when necessary, and lead by play. Just try to play hard, try to get in on every tackle I can, and just try to go as hard as I can and make an impact and just try to contribute to his winning. That's basically my goal and what I'm here for.
Hand it off. Mixon driven backwards. Myles Jack, one of the new faces.
After having 3 head coaches in 6 seasons with the Jaguars, Jack is now learning from one of the best in head coach Mike Tomlin.
All right. What's up? Who working today? Man, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Don't get caught less than ready.
Just the things that I've been learning from him and his experience, the way his mind and the way he looks at the game and the way he breaks things down is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
That's making routine plays routinely. Unblocked linebackers make tackles.
Even when he speaks, you know, he commands the room. He always has something to say that's of value. Like, he's not gonna say anything just to kill time. I write down a lot of things he says just because there's little quotes that apply not only to football but to life as well. So it's been really great just seeing him and how he navigates and how he coaches and how he structures his team. It's really brilliant. It's cool to be a part of. I'm glad to be here.
Man, look at these young studs working over here. Yes, sir. Hey, pre-snap communication. Let's make it tight. All right, fundamentals. Let's build. 8 pounds in the 5-pound bag. Let's build. Here we go. The standard of expectation will always be high, but as that road gets narrow, man, to walk in and out of stadiums and secure victory, the standard is going to get more significant. And that's just the reality of our business. We got to be continually getting better, and this is the only way to do it. Man, take care of your bodies tonight, man. Find a little winning edge. We come in here tomorrow, it's situational ball. Come in with a forward body lean, ready to receive it. Let's get it.
I've known of Coach Tomlin for, years. I was a Steelers fan growing up. And then, obviously being in Cleveland for 4 years and Cincinnati last year, just hearing some of his sayings like the nameless gray faces, when you're on the other side. But just, interacting with him and just understanding how he communicates and how he teaches, it just makes sense. He makes the game of football make sense. Like, everything that he's saying has a meaning and a purpose, and you can really get behind those words.
A third-round pick of the Browns in 2017, Larry Ogunjobi has spent his entire career in the AFC North.
You can definitely tell from the culture, from the fans, from the atmosphere when you walk in the building that there's a certain standard here. And you understand why the team has been good for so long. And when there's a legacy and a history, you understand, the call that's being asked of you. Just a special place. It allows you to really be yourself, and everybody welcomes you with open arms, and I think that's truly important. From any player's development, you're on that quest to be great, and you want to do great things. I think it's the people around you that really help propel you forward. And when you got great guys in your room, great coaches, it's easy to want to go out there and play fast and play hard.
And Mixon is wrapped up by Ogunjobi, the former Cincinnati Bengal. Ogunjobi's making his way around the AFC North right now.
Ogunjobi recorded his first sack as a Steeler against the Browns.
Under pressure, it's set. Larry Ogunjobi who comes in.
What move you do? How you beat him? Yeah, Larry!
It was the second time in 3 weeks he faced a former team.
I think the fact, I get to face, 2 of my former teams is, my motto has always been, God doesn't make mistakes, and I think it's always cool to have an opportunity to, play against a team that you were with, just because I think development for yourself personally, you don't want to get better and compete and all that kind of good stuff. So it's always good to see your boys, but it's always good to compete against them too.
Last season, as a member of the Bengals, Ogunjobi had his best year as a pro, which included 7 sacks. But he suffered a serious ankle injury in the team's wild-card win against the Raiders and would miss the Super Bowl.
Being on a Super Bowl team and not being able to play was probably the hardest thing I've had to do in my life, just because, you work so hard, you're playing best season of your life, and it like that. I'm grateful and I'm blessed for another opportunity to get a chance at it again, and every week is, it's a week by week league, but that feeling, that being there, seeing that emotion, wanting to make those plays, not being able to because you're not playing, and you understand how big and how special that moment, is, and how special that moment can be. So I'm definitely, I'll remember that for a long time, and that will be something that I chase each and every day I come to work.
In a scheduling quirk, the Steelers will travel just 6,442 miles this year, the fewest in the league. And although they won't leave the Eastern time zone, they do have 9 road games to plan for.
I'm Aidan Hennessey-Niland, and I'm the team operations coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So a lot of the things that go on behind the scenes are taken care of primarily by me. One of my main focuses is team travel and operations when we're on the road. Planes, it could be hotel rooms, it's buses, it's police escorts, it's post-game meals, it's meals while we're at the hotel, all those sorts of things to be able to have the travel party get to the airport, get on the plane, fly to the away city. We get off, the buses are there, the equipment trucks are there, the police are there, take us straight to the hotel. Everything needs to be seamless, everything needs to roll together, and everything needs to be in place. And all that is the culmination of weeks and months of planning ahead of time, but those are all things that no one's going to notice that it happens if it goes well. So it's always said amongst my peers and I that a good road trip for us is a quiet road trip. Hey, what's up? So I actually started as a training camp office intern going into my senior year of high school. So that would have been the summer of 2014. I got the opportunity and I accepted it and I started working there. Loved the work, loved putting in the hours and the time to try to make it a successful training camp. When I got into college, I continued doing that all 4 years in the summers. And then I also worked for the William & Mary Tribe football department when I was in college. I was actually a double major in government and economics at William & Mary. And I always knew that I wanted to have a career in sports. My parents brought me up being very sport-centric. My dad played when he was in college. My mom was an athlete as well. But I'm also a big soccer fan. I grew up calling it football, having grown up overseas some as well. But honestly, I'm big into any number of sports. You'll find me watching sports in my free time. I like tennis, like I said, soccer, all sorts of things I'll watch.
Hennessey-Niland, now in his 9th season with the team, says in his position he just needs to stay flexible.
It doesn't matter how many times we've made a revision of a seating chart or of a rooming list, you gotta understand that things come up. Hardest ones could be if we're in the air and something needs changed at the hotel. And so it's key to, I'd say, over-communicate on the front end about a lot of things with the hotels. Just make sure that they understand that things are going to be incredibly flexible. We're not a traditional room block where things are set in stone way in advance. And we just got to be able to roll with the punches and show up and perform.
While the Steelers' 2022 season got off to a dramatic start with an overtime win against the AFC champions,
Minka Fitzpatrick goes into the end zone, flat pass, touchdown, Najee Harris, he's hit, and he's sacked. Deontay Johnson, a miraculous catch. That kick is long enough, high enough, and it is good!
The last 2 matchups have ended in defeat, despite some memorable highlights.
Intercepted by Fitzpatrick. Looks for the end zone. Touchdown, and that's Pat Fryermuth.
Laying out Deontay Johnson, put it on the board.
And this long pass. Great catch by rookie George Pickens. What a play.
Oh, great googly moogly. I can't believe this catch. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like Myron.
In the shotgun, there's a snap. There goes Najee off left side. Bounces it for the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And his backs would say, that's an angry man run. Well, I think it's also a burning man run. That's all that pent-up frustration. He just cut loose there with a straight arm and showed him how to run the ball right over a man. That's John Johnson that he ran over at the goal line.
He'll get sacked at the 41-yard line. That's Alex Highsmith, who had 3 on opening day.
The Steelers now look to bounce back at home as they take on the Jets for the first of 5 games in October before the bye week.